Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and game 1 in a series between JN versus Reprisal. I believe, yes, JN versus Reprisal here on, I believe this is Ancient Isle. The only reason why I'm a little bit confused, or I'm perhaps doubting a little, is because there was some very interesting map downloads in order for me to get everything set up. So I apologize if this is not Ancient Isle. I'll pay attention better to the next two games, as I am strapped on time to try to get all of these replays up for you guys. Alright, on the bottom right hand side of the map we do have Reprisal spawning as the blue human player. Meanwhile, they will be going up against JN, who is the yellow human player. So it is human versus human, yellow versus blue, and this should be a pretty interesting matchup, as we should see an Archmage versus Archmage battle, unless someone tries to throw in some Mountain King, Blood Mage, Paladin, Mana Battery strategies. Now let's take a look at the strategies. So far the builds are pretty much identical. Archmage should be trained out of one of those, if not both. It is going to be double AM here, and that means that we should most likely have some very heavy creeping. Now, and I've heard this mentioned before, and I will say this again, your heroes make a very large difference in WarCraft 3. Unlike in StarCraft 2, whatever heroes you train, you build upon that strategy, and you can't really tech switch. You can't really change, oh, well, you know what, I had an Archmage at level 5, but I would really want a level 5 Mountain King now instead. No, the path you take really makes much more of a difference in WarCraft 3 than it does in StarCraft 2, where it's pretty easy to do check changes, especially if you're Zerg. But let's go ahead and focus on this WarCraft 3 match, as we now see a footman coming in from JN. JN looking to perhaps do a little bit more harassment here with this footman. That footman not quite sure what he can really do now, as we are going to be going into an Archmage. Archmage and Militia making their way over, going to be going after that Ogre Magi. Ogre Magi could get taken down relatively quickly, as we are going to see a Water Elemental tanking the damage from the Ogre Warrior and the Troll Trapper. Ogre Magi does quickly fall, down it goes, and we are going to be going into a Circlet of Nobility. Meanwhile, a Militia is battling up against a footman, and the footman does have more hit points, but the Militia does have more armor, so it's kind of like an even trade there. Two Militia will definitely win out on that fight, as Militia are now retreating and returning back. Archmage is going to be picking up a Circuit of Nobility so far as well, so we are going to be going into a true mirror match, as we'll see what the Archmage does next. The Archmage now going after the 3-3-1 creep camp will definitely give level 2. The Kobold Geomancer is a little bit range and also does cast slow. I don't believe he'll be able to get off a second slow. No, will not be able to, as a Tome of Intelligence has been dropped. We can see that JN is just a little bit behind in his creeping, but he does have that additional Water Elemental to catch up, and we'll be able to creep a little bit faster, as we see the level 1 Kobold has gotten taken down. We now see still a JN with another Water Elemental here, so it may be able to benefit a little bit more, as there is a Water Elemental here as well. And where is Reprisal going? Could easily take down the 5-4-4 creep camp. But no, we are actually going to see JN try to creep out this bottom creep camp here. That's going to be interesting, as the footman is actually going to keep track of this. Archmage is battling up against double red drakes. This is going to be very hard to actually take down, as the red drake, only two of them, and oh, I believe we saw a purge come in, and that was a huge hit for JN. JN now in trouble, losing a lot of his the hit points on his Water Elemental. An Arcane Tower, a second one now trying to be constructed, and that will have no problem whatsoever, as JN dodging a bullet. Reprisal not being very effective with his harassment either, and it looks like the red drake will be getting taken down. Level 3 now on the Archmage. Rune Bracers have been left behind, in addition to a Tome of Strength +2. The Rune Bracers should benefit if there is a Mountain King out later on, reducing the amount of damage that Stormbolt does deal. Now we can see Reprisal is a bit behind. Is he going to be able to take this down? Going after the Null Warden first. A very nice choice there, making sure that Null Warden does get taken down. You can see that the Null Brood is coming after here, and there was a purge once more. So both sides really messing up their creeping, and Reprisal is going to be a little bit more worse for wear, as he is not going to be able to come back and protect his own base. There are double Arcane Towers though, so I guess this is a fairly good position to be in. Farm does need to be repaired though. That one farm could be the difference, as it could delay the second hero if you are supply blocked. Now coming back around, what item was picked up. It looks like Reprisal picked up a Robe of Magi +6. That is going to be a better item, especially if it gets transferred later to a Mountain King, as that will be a lot more mana to deal with. I know the Archmage does get a bonus +6 attack, but that's really not what the Archmage should be doing, dropping Water Elementals now. You can see, oh, the Archmage does get the final shot off on that Water Elemental there, so that was a very, very important hit, getting a level 3 Water Elemental. And if you don't know how much experience that is actually equivalent to, I believe, a Rifleman. Not quite as much as a Knight. I think it is a 3 food unit, essentially. So a level 3 Water Elemental is essentially the same experience as a Knight, as we're seeing all of the units now simply retreating and going back home. Alright, are we going to perhaps see a creeping of the 5-4-4 creep camp? No, it doesn't look like it. Reprisal does have Boots of Speed. Meanwhile, JN does not at this point. JN is a little bit behind, as Reprisal looking to perhaps creep out the Troll Berserker camp. He is going to get creep jack. This is no good. Troll Berserker does get taken down. Tome of Intelligence +2. Who's going to pick it up? As that is going to be an important item. And oh, who picks it up? JN steals the Tome. Now just a little bit smarter, as the Archmage going to be losing a little bit more damage, but more importantly, 30 mana and that additional mana regeneration. 435 mana versus 510. Obviously, the Robe of Magi adding in that additional +60 mana there. Very, very helpful. Or is it actually a little bit more? Not 100% sure. There is... Anyways, let's go back and then look at the fight. We are going to see the Troll Berserk, or the Troll Shadow Priest, getting taken down. Focused fire there. JN now may end up losing his own Troll Shadow Priest. The Troll Shadow Priest now gets taken down, as well as both sides are still fighting it up. One Troll Berserker has to be very careful, as those footmen are out for Troll Blood, as those footmen do deal bonus damage to that one Troll Berserker. Both sides are fighting a little bit out of position. Reprisal has to be concerned. He does have a replenishment potion, so he will be able to regenerate hit points and mana, as now JN picks up a Panda. Alright, level 4 now on that Archmage. Level 2 Brilliance Aura, as the footmen now need to be very, very careful. The Panda, does he pick up Boots of Speed? No, he does not. He doesn't really have anything at all, as the footmen are going to be regathering and regrouping with Reprisal. Alright, Archmage still dancing around. Are we going to be dropping in some Water Elementals as well? What Panda could be going into a Breath of Fire. It looks like one footman does get taken down finally, but more damage is being dealt across the board. Where are all of these units going? A low hit point, or sorry, a full hit point Water Elemental, not really being able to do very much of anything, as we're going to see Reprisal able to escape away with one of his lower hit point footmen while taking down the Troll Berserker. Both sides still fighting. Water Elementals now making their way over. The Troll Shadow Priest will be well protected next to those two Arcane Towers, as the Panda now still wandering around. We do have a Blood Mage as the second hero. Interesting choice for a second hero. So it is not your typical AMMK, except for AMBM, and that BM is going to be so bad-mannered in trying to siphon that mana, most likely. Or I guess he could be going for Flame Strike. Breath of Fire comes in to get the kill on the Troll Shadow, or on the high unit there, and now the Blood Mage giving additional mana to that Archmage. And this is one of those things where there's very good synergy between a level 4 Archmage and a level 1 Blood Mage. That Blood Mage getting the benefit of level 2 Brilliance Aura. So, and when he siphons the mana into that Archmage, that Archmage essentially gets double regeneration on that Brilliance Aura from one, the Blood Mage, and also one for himself as well. Archmage still sitting very strong, having 555 mana, and perhaps maybe trying to even go into Mass Blizzard at some point, as that would be an interesting strategy. Coming back over here, JN with a Militia now moving out, looking to take down this creep camp, and JN is going to take the level advantage here in just a moment, as the Panda should be able to get to level 2, will get to level 2 easily, as the Archmage does back away. Meanwhile, the Archmage over here by Reprisal looking to come in and take down a 5-3-3 creep camp, or perhaps a little bit more than that, as I do see some level 1 Gnolls in there as well. Archmage will not get to level 5, should get awfully close though, as the Blood Mage is now at level 4. Archmage is halfway there. Blood Mage at level 2, excuse me. His Talisman Evasion has been picked up. Alright, Healing Ward, a very nice item for JN, so that Panda going to be very important. The Healing Ward, I don't expect he'll be alive more than 5 seconds, but 5 seconds worth of healing across multiple footmen is still very, very strong, as we now see pretty much almost every creep camp except for 3 have been or will be creeped out in just a moment. Wand of Illusion now picked up. Panda picking up that one of illusion still, as we're still seeing an engagement here. Not exactly sure why JN has not come back to really save it here, as now Spellbreaker is going to be engaging up against some Archmage and some other casters. So this is going to be a mass priest, mass Spellbreaker army. That Spellbreaker going to be very, very powerful against the casters, as we do see that the Panda with that Breath of Fire is going to be very, very deadly, especially to those footmen. But as more and more Spellbreakers are added, the Panda is going to be less and less useful. There is a Breath of Fire coming in, more damage to that Goblin Zeppelin. Panda now trying to escape. Looks like he will be able to do exactly that, as the Goblin Zeppelin now down to 46 hit points, down to 1 hit point. Wow, talk about just random damage, and down to 1 hit point. Nicely done there. And more, we see once again another round of disenchant coming in. Oh, a lot of water elementals getting taken down there. The Blood Mage now sitting at level 2, 187. We see that there is Drunken Brawler on that Panda, dealing in a little bit more damage. And what is going to be happening here? The Panda, oh, in a little bit of trouble. Is it going to get surrounded? Oh, it does get surrounded, and a potion of lesser invulnerability could be used. The Panda now trying to fight his way back out, and oh, there's a potion of lesser invulnerability, and now it needs to be a hold position here. The Panda, or the Blood Mage, has to be careful, as there is a scroll of healing now once again coming back in. The Panda still has a health stone and is going to be able to regenerate a little bit of hit points. Yes, using that health stone. Is it going to drop a healing ward as well, as the footmen are trying to get in position? There you go. The Panda now down to 101 hit points, able to barely escape. No, the Blood Mage comes back over, and the Blood Mage, no, the Blood Mage falls and the Panda falls. Both sides exchange heroes, but the Blood Mage fell first. So the Blood Mage did not get to level 3, and that was an important cue, as the Archmage now sitting at level 5. Mass teleportation could be in the future, as both of these sides will be engaging and battling it up once more. Priests now healing themselves back up, trying to get up to full hit points, but they cannot stick around for far too long, as the Spellbreakers are there to try to get in some feedback damage. There's some feedback damage onto a Priest, and now he is now down to 131 hit points. Is he going to actually make it behind the army? No, it does not look like it, as we see more disenchant coming in. Reprisal, really with that mass disenchant strategy to take down those water elementals, or at least neutralize them, has been giving a lot of experience to that Archmage. Archmage now only 300 some odd experience away from level 6, and mass teleportation very difficult to deal with, especially if there's a Blood Mage on the field to siphon mana into that Archmage, as the Archmage is generally more limited in terms of mana. All right, units are going to get taken down, and oh, the water elementals are standing too close together there. There goes a water elemental. Another water elemental may fall as well. No, the water elemental now getting back healed back up to 153. Priest now trying to get focused down. Are we going to see another disenchant? Yes, there is another disenchant. We need to get one more. There it goes, as the water elementals are getting destroyed. Reprisal losing one as well. Archmage almost at level 6 now, about 75% there, and we're still seeing a constant battle here. Footman now has been taken down, and Militia being called all the way from home, and that is going to add some additional DPS. Archmage now sitting at level 5 finally, but we see a huge lead in terms of experience of about 400 now, as more and more disenchant coming in. Archmage getting still ever closer, as a Flame Strike comes in from out of nowhere, getting in a lot more damage. I believe that Archmage did get the shot off there, and are we going to see another water elemental fall? If this is it going to give level 6? No, I don't believe so. Just inching ever and ever closer, 35 experience away, and now once again trying to put in more pressure. The Blood Mage seeing that 94, 96 mana, 98, climbing very quickly, as we are now going into a real siphon mana away from the Panda. Beautifully done, as the Blood Mage may perhaps be able to get off another Flame Strike here. That Panda just an easy target, as it doesn't want to waste the Breath of Fire, but there's not much it can really do. Blood Mage now coming back in, and there's the Breath of Fire hitting one footman there, and now that Panda sitting at 60 some odd mana, Archmage sitting at 60 some odd mana, and this is going to be a problem. More siphon mana coming back in again. That Panda is not going to have a mana for very long, as the Blood Mage could perhaps siphon mana from the Archmage now and deny a water elemental. There's some more disenchants again, and the Blood Mage, is he going to be doing exactly that? No, it doesn't look like it. JN could be dropping off a water elemental now. It doesn't look like he will be doing that, as we now see level 6 now on the Archmage. Are we going to see mass teleport is the question, or perhaps just level 3 brilliance, or no, mass teleport, being able to get the heck out of a bad situation relatively quickly and then come back into that fight. Mass teleport, moving all of your units together who are around that Archmage to any other place on the field as long as there is a unit. And now we are going to see what one low hit point water elemental getting taken down. Level 3 and level 5 versus a level 6 and a level 2. Almost at level 3. There's the siphon mana. And are we going to be seeing anything else? There is a mass teleport now trying to get away. We'll be able to do exactly that. And now where exactly are they? In the back of the base. Beautifully done. There is a flame strike as well. Archmage now taking a lot of arcane feedback damage. Archmage now down to 0 mana. That is going to be a problem, but all the towers have been destroyed. Archmage of JNO getting in a little bit too close, a little bit too zealous, as some of its mana has been siphoned out. Alright, level 3 now on that Blood Mage. Blood Mage could perhaps get off a Flame Strike here, and yes, it is going to be a Flame Strike there. A bad position for JN to be fighting, as the Archmage still has a Scroll of Town Portal and utilizes it just in time, as a lot of damage is being dealt even after the fact of that one particular Flame Strike. Alright, we see a lot of priests now on the field. 4 or 5 priests on the field. We are also seeing a number of spellbreakers, so a mass caster army here. It is actually, yeah, 5 priests and a whole bunch of spellbreakers. And we'll see where those spellbreakers go, as the Archmage now using up a Clarity Potion in order to get more mana. Blood Mage going, you know what, I don't really need it all that much, since I have your Brilliance Aura, and I can siphon their mana as well. Alright, the center creep camps are still ripe for the taking, as we see another mass teleport getting back in here. There's a flame strike, and so many militia getting absolutely destroyed. Beautifully played. Not even sure how he was able to teleport into here, as the militia are all getting taken down rather quickly. A low hit point water elemental now fighting back, as we're still seeing a panda in a not so good situation. Mass teleport getting away once more, and able to teleport away again. And this is gotta be annoying, as Reprisal able to attack, retreat, rinse, and repeat over and over and over again. Blood Mage sitting at about 300 hit points, needs to get more mana. Surprised that he isn't getting a Clarity Potion at this point, as the Panda now trying to get even more experience. We are sitting at a level 5, level 4 versus a level 6 and a level 3. And right now, I would have to say things are in favor of Reprisal, as he can basically teleport anywhere on the map, apply pressure, and leave without any real problems. Where is this going to go? Oh, a Spellbreaker. Can Spellbreakers be targeted by Mass Teleport? I thought not possible, as they are magic immune. Alright, Archmage going to be battling up against a Null over here. The Spellbreaker has made its way in, and is it going to get... Yes, it is, in fact, going to get mass teleported. It is now back, and it is going to finish off this mineral line. Where is the other army? There it is now, and there's a Flame Strike on a whole bunch of buildings. The buildings taking a lot of damage, as we now see mass disenchant coming in. Alright, these buildings are going to slowly take more damage. Nope, no longer, as the Flame Strike ground effect has ended. And there we go. JN loses game 1 here. And JN, the player with the level 5 Archmage and the level 4 Panda, as Reprisal was simply able to attack, retreat, rinse, and repeat. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1.